Okay, I will call this meeting to order. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public committee meeting. There is time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda. Upon request of the superintendent, the district shall make reasonable accommodations for a person with disabilities to be able to participate in this meeting. Oh, will you do a roll call?
Mr. Albright.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Present.
Mrs. Burley. Here. Mrs. Greater.
Here.
Ms. Kangas. Here. Mr. Lundy.
Here.
Mrs. Guerra. Here. Ms. Rafferty. Mr. Watson.
Okay, we'll move on to the approval of the meeting minutes. The minutes were presented in the packet from the meeting from July 24th, 2023.
I move that the Board of Education approve the minutes of July 24th, 2023 as presented.
Second motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right. All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes as presented, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. All right, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Board policy provides that the superintendent of schools shall prepare an agenda for all board meetings as directed by the president of the Board of Education.
I move that the Board of Education approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Next on our agenda is school presentations, of which none are planned. So we'll move on to public participation, of which there are no participants in the audience. So I will move on in 10 seconds. Nobody's running in. And we'll move on to administrative and board updates, starting with our superintendent.
We are preparing for the start of the school year. Mark your calendars, opening day, or make it October. October push and start off. August 29th at 8 a.m. Welcome to join. Should be and then we have just trying to finish up here. Making sure projects are done. They remove some barriers. One of the roads.
I just saw that. I was very excited about it.
Almost gets in school. And then we had some excitement. We all missed on Friday with a low speed chase.
What do you see?
Yeah, there was I could see it, but there was a helicopter.
Yeah, because it just finished on the street.
It was slow rolling.
They were on the road,
It's
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Last night, my dad was. Last night, I just trying to watch the Phoenix Suns. To the corner of the TV, watching OJ for hours, driving that stuff and rock on the highway.
Goodness. All right, well, with that, any other updates?
Sent you today the graduation commencements on backup days, and
It's
get
fine.
ready.
I saw that.
Sports are rolling, games are starting. Full of that.
And it's only August 4th.
So I was trying to the whole thing 8 to 9, but so there's staff.
Okay. Moving on, board president update. My only update is that I have kept the committees the same as last year. After reviewing everyone's requests, it seemed like nearly everybody wanted to just say where they were. All right, so we will move on the same. And as we don't have any student representatives, we can move past the student representatives report. So going on to the consent items. Consent items are typically approved in bulk, but we do have resignation and new hires.
I'm with the Board of Education approve the consent items.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of approving the consent all items in bulk, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. All right, moving on, we've got the policies, our action items, our first action item is the second reading for the class rank and grading policies. At our June 26th, 2023 meeting, the Board of Education discussed and approved the first reading policies 5421 grading, revised or revision, and 5430 class rank reception. This item was previously discussed by the policy committee on May 5th, 2023 and June 15th, 2023, and by the full board on May 22nd, 2023.
I'll move that the Board of Education approve policies 5421 reading revision and 5430 class rank decision for second reading and final approval. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Oh, I think we really discussed this in depth, and so it's not like we're just rubber stamping this at this point. All right, since it's an action item, we will put it to a roll call vote.
Mr. Oliver.
Aye.
Mr. Arnold.
Aye.
Mrs. Brungerly. Aye. Mrs. Greatorex.
Aye.
Ms. Kangas. Aye. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Mrs. Rivera. Aye.
All right, our next action item is the updated WEOC agreement. This evening's packet contains an updated Washington Education Options Consortium agreement as well as a sample resolution. The Board of Education needs to act to approve or disapprove the resolution this evening.
I'll move that the Board of Education approve the attached updated WEOC agreement dated July 1st, 2023. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. It's open for discussion.
So we are members of Washington Education. The Early College Alliance at DU and WAVE program. It's the WAVE middle school program. The consortium was founded in 2013 or so began. 12 or 13. The original documents were approved by all of the local boards back in 2013. Since then, there have been multiple changes, also changes in superintendents, changes in board members. So some of the documentation has been, it needed to be more consistent because some boards approve versions of different documents, some didn't approve anything at all. And we've been operating a program for kids. And there's over 1,000 students and it's great options that we can provide on. We have at any given time about 5 kids, maybe 7 to 10 kids at Early College Alliance. We don't send any students to Y High, it's an IB program, but it does provide options that we wouldn't offer for 5 kids. We have our own early middle college, but it's a different model because it's all 4 or all 5 years at Easter. So we have some schools that they attend classes at Easter. Our model is on high school and Washington. It does give options. This is really to help. We have spent hours and hours and hours sitting with attorneys, making sure every district knew what they were approving. So this is the clean version. Allow us to continue having.
I just have a question. Let's talk about the consortium that lots of people talk about in terms of how we send kids to other schools, or other programs. So it is not at all related to this.
We have 2 different, we have multiple consortium here.
Okay.
So this is the Washington Educational Options Consortium. This is for those handful programs. Then we have the Southwest Washington Career Technical Education Consortium. Okay. That is for the career technical courses, which actually does not include the county. It's all districts, and you can see. Southwest. I'll see Sanchez. So That's a different consortium. Then we go on to a healthcare consortium. Other districts are part of it. So, and Sharon can remember which healthcare was, Manchester, Saline, someone else, Lincoln, maybe? Lincoln. So we have multiple consortia. This is one of the two educational consortiums we're part of. And this does have exit clauses for districts. What has happened in the past, districts chose not to participate. The kids just school choice to do another district.
Paper by student.
We pay per student would be 95% of our education amount. So we pay basically almost everything over. What happened when we've had traditionally about 7 to 10 kids in a year at the Early College Alliance. We didn't join the Early College Alliance until 2014 or 15. The students were actually attending, they lived in Dexter, they were school choice, but they think for that. So we just decided so we could offer the option. It's turned into a little
Typically, first two months.
yes.
Can you explain and I worry much on when you said you alternate travel.
We already have a high school that's aid program. For Washington Alliance for Virtual Education. It is a high school program. They need send some students over. They go physically 2 days a week in Ypsilanti. And then the other days they're virtual. But the physical part, they also have social work. We're looking at middle school options. So what happens a lot of times is we get these middle schoolers that we have a discipline issue and we have nowhere to put them. So it is to set up a program. It would have given us an option to send a middle school student. It would have given us the idea is to have some options. That's why it's called the educational option. It's a great name. It is a very unique model. There is not another one in the state. The governing board operates just like a school board, but it has rotations based on whoever the current superintendent is at each participating district. It's a really unique way of setting it up. There we have open meetings. We had years ago we had the Wineland was part of the program, the International Middle School. We had some shared staff. We had sort of staff who was operated in the school building. The staff were half employees of FIAC and half employees of Ypsilanti School, which is really different. So we work through things, just be happy. It is, we're truly creating and running something that doesn't. It's a great option. It's just unique. But in order to continue participating, he said, what are you saying?
There's a red line for.
Our employers,
Yeah, we work with Sherman. Sherman is the, if we use,
True represent everybody.
yes, at some point the board approved something to say that they do it.
Okay.
I remember bringing that, yeah, I remember bringing that here. That we could act party for it.
If they don't want to have that, to really, just accomplish something in school.
We count them, they actually can participate in, we don't actually send any students to fight.
But if they do,
If we don't participate right now, but if they did, we end up sending students. DCA and Washington Alliance. So we, students go to ECA, but then students that participate in athletics that are ECA students. There are, they walk in our, there are students.
do we? The reason I asked last one.
If you consider it with a petition process, we can always consider it. The challenge for us is we offer a full IP program. That's our challenge.
They just, they want one. Why would we want this? Why would we want it? So,
But process. Right now we have our own. We have other options. ECA and Washington Line.
Any clear discussion? Been moved and seconded, we'll put it to a vote.
Mr. Arnold.
Aye.
Mr. Ridley. Aye. Mr. Gregory.
Aye.
Ms. Higgins. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Ms. Karen. Aye. Mr. Lawler.
All right, moving on to our third action item is to assign an ad hoc committee for the multi-generational community center. As announced by Senator Sue Shank's office in July, the Michigan legislature passed bills that provide $8.5 million in funding for a Dexter multi-generational community center. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell is pursuing additional funding for this project. The board needs to establish an ad hoc committee to work on this project. According to bylaw 0155, committee states the committees may be created and charged by the president or majority vote of the board and shall continue to operate until the committee is charged by the president or majority vote of the board. Board president is responsible for appointing committee members.
How do we use the word science?
Technically, Mara has the legal right to assign for. I think that's
So
why.
that's different than the board. Meeting. You know, the motion is to the board for the sign.
Could you vote?
I know, they do it, that's not so. That would seem to be what.
Neola's the answer. I move the Board of Education establish a multi-generational community center ad hoc committee and that President Morrow appoint.
It's been moved and discussed, or sorry, moved and supported. Is there any discussion? No, you guys are all okay if I just unilaterally start appointing. Yeah,
And it's time to do some real work.
yeah.
Well, so
Vote
it's
on-
funny.
Need to vote on the motion and then order.
Yeah, just, and then I'll assign or appoint. I'll send you a message. You know. All right, any more discussion? Okay, we'll put it to a vote.
Ridley. Aye. Rivera.
Aye.
Angus. Aye. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Rivera. Aye. Mr. Lawler.
Aye.
All right, move on to our discussion items, which is the MASB Fall Conference and Delegate Assembly will take place November 9th through the 12th in Lansing. The early bird cost to register for the full conference by September 22nd, 2023 is $379 for the full conference and or $205 for either Friday or Sunday, plus travel costs. This item is presented for discussion this evening.
What's the purpose of the discussion already? Anybody?
Well, I think because we probably need a delegate to go.
We have to do 6 courses and then go around.
I thought it was all.
Yeah, but there's also the delegate assembly.
Well, travel costs are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Within the state. Anything else?
it's in Lansing, you can drive. But again, this is, we do get reimbursed for attendance, so it's not just speaking about it for elements. Right. But I mean, if somebody wanted to go and attend and get the classes and
I would think we would want to start for the hospital. Probably. So, right?
Correct. And I would say that I know Lisa and I have gone for the last 2 years and Jennifer went as well. And I think it is very worthwhile to go. I know already looking at my calendar that that is the first week that Liv is home. So I will not be available on that Thursday. Usually the delegate assembly is there, so I will be able to be the representative. Mhm.
Do you have an interest in going? I don't know my schedule, I'm trying to sort that right now, but
Right.
I probably could at least be there on Thursday night, so. I'd like to see what else I could.
Right. I think that that's why we're having this discussion, is so that we think about it in August and not in.
Thank you for bringing it up.
You're welcome.
I did get the email, and I was like, uh-oh.
All right, is there any more discussion? Does everybody put that on in their calendar minds? We'll move on to our second.
Next meeting.
I agree. Yeah, and it'd be good to get the, hotel reservations now. The language should be, independence, since we pay for it,
Okay.
and then we reimburse. And we make the. And I didn't look, it's not only that I'm assuming, so.
Very close.
Well, that's not as important. I don't know, it might be actually. Do we have a second? I'll second. These are just discussion.
We're moving to
Oh,
approve the funding.
Sorry.
No worries. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? None, all right. We'll put it to a vote then.
Mrs. Grayrax?
Yes.
Angus? Lundy?
Yes.
Severa? Aye. Mr. Andre? Aye.
Okay, we'll just put something off of the agenda for next. We'll move on to our public participation number 2. No one has stepped into the room, so we'll move on to board comments.
I'll just say that it's yesterday's weekend. It was great to see all of the organizations, all of the teams, great, and to see everybody out and about. One last question.
We have information items, including our finance committee meeting minutes from July 24th, 2023. And we will need to move into a closed session.
I'll move that the Board of Education move into closed session for the purpose of discussing negotiations. Second, maybe after 3 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I was gonna say.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? 5 minute, after a 5-minute break, we'll resume in closed session.
Don't go far, we gotta get John before he leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get, oh, no worries, here, I got, yeah, negotiations committee was, I texted you.
I think it's at least.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I don't know, you're out of town Thursday, right?
So this meeting,
Section,
three of us, Apple or I. Next. Yeah, so right, so I alluded to that. So if that one were